Okay, so let's go and have a look at a few of the teams, and it really is very mixed. You've got some massive teams that run quite a large number of karts, down to teams that just run one, maybe two karts. We've got the Burrell Art official team here. I think they got at least one of the DD2s running in there. Might only be the one actually, but it could be more out. Unique Racing. Martin Pearce wandering in towards his car. He's obviously won the Masters in Genk, so he's going to be looking to carry on that success here as well. Spirit Racing. Kevin Ludi, come and have a look at this. We chatted to Kevin Ludi earlier, who won in Genk in the DD2. We say about the drivers getting involved in the work. Kevin Ludi's not. He's kicking back. He's relaxing. You're not involved. Kevin Ludi, I think he's just living off his success so far. He's enjoying it. We got Kawasi Tomokazu's kart there, and I think he's going to feature very strongly in the DD2 Masters. He's raced here last year and was very prominent indeed, and I think there's a good chance he's going to be up there this weekend as well. And we've got KR Sport. I mean, this is quite a significant. That looks like that's all juniors by the looks of the numbers, unless one or two of them have possibly gone out. The likes of Joe Phillips, Tom Canning, Ollie Caldwell, very much a British contingent in this team. What sort of things are you analysing when you're watching the onboard footage?
So a lot of the stuff is we can compare between the video and the data. So the data stuff, we're looking a lot more at the analytical side and seeing a lot more driver comparison. Things like corner speeds, corner exits.
Yeah.
Whereas with the video, we can just basically have a look through footage and look a lot more at kind of lines and technique-wise and things like that. You know, where they're braking, how they're approaching the corners and things like that.
Okay, so basically bringing the stats to life in effect.
Basically, yeah. So you can flick between looking at something on a data screen.
Yeah.
Flick across onto the video and just see where they compare. And sometimes it's good if you see a little glitch on the data from something that you might not have seen when you're watching. You can come back and have a look on here and see if it was somebody going past, you overtaking, hitting a curb, not hitting a curb, or something like that. So
with the juniors in particular, it's as much about feedback for the driver as it is for the kart. It's not just about setup and things like that.
Yeah, it's a bit of both, and it doesn't matter what level you get up to. It doesn't matter if it's a lot of F1. It doesn't matter where you are. There's always bits, and this is the reason we have these systems. No driver's ever perfect, so there's always time to find.
Hey, well listen, best of luck, great to speak to you, thank you very much. So there we go, from KR Sport. Not only are they working hard on the karts, they're working on the analysis, the video footage from on board, etc, etc. And I thought this was, but I didn't dare say it, I thought it was a doppelganger, but that's Tom Ingram from British Touring Cars. So how do they rope you in to give all this feedback then?
Well, I'm helping out Ollie Caldwell this weekend, so yeah, I'm helping out Ollie with with all of his Ginetta Junior progress and that kind of stuff. So just having another eye over proceedings.
It's a good idea. So he's doing the Ginettas and kart.
Yes, he's doing the karting and he's doing a little bit of testing in the Ginettas. His first rounds in Wyckoff in a few weeks' time. So yeah, it's plenty of. He's a busy lad at the minute. Very busy lad.
Did you do all of this before you went the likes of touring car?
Yeah, well, I mean, I started karting when I was 5 years old and did a lot of the British Championships and did a little bit of the European karting championships as well. So yeah, my background, I raced karts for the best part of 10 years and won the British and won lots of club championships and things like that. So yeah, it's there's probably not many drivers at the top flight of motorsport that haven't come from a karting background. So.
Absolutely, it is a good thing, and that's why I think it's very good. The setup that everybody's here is that it does give that opportunity in a controlled manner for everybody to come and race, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the thing that's I mean, I've been away from a karting paddock for probably
longer than you want to remember.
Yeah, a lot longer than I want to remember. And it's amazing to see how it's progressed. And the guys at KR Sport here, it's incredible to see that the setup that they've got and the ability that their drivers have to not only learn from all of the analytical side, but also off each other. And I think that's when you're starting off your career, it's good to have other people that you can directly compare yourself against, without the likes of going, well, he's got a better engine, or he's having new tyres. Everyone's here is on an equal platform, and they treat all the drivers very equally. So yeah, when you're starting, when you're learning your trade, that's what you want to be doing. But the guys here put a very good package together for the guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's great to see you here.
Thank you very much.
Good to see still supporting the grassroots as well. Brilliant to see, and best of luck with the British Touring Cars.
Thank you very much.
So there we go. Thank you. I just assumed it was a doppelganger.
Someone you expect to see.
No, exactly. Great feedback. Who are you then?
Don't mention
Go on,
it. I'm Ollie's dad. That's fine.
Okay, hence you know the feedback. Where is Ollie anyway? Has he gone?
He ran off when he saw the camera.
Yeah, you didn't run off quick enough, so we
I can't run anymore at my age, unfortunately.
Do you get involved as well in working on the car, or are you more?
No. I did it twice, and the front wheel fell off both times, so that was it.
You've been sacked.
Yeah, relegated definitely to the sidelines. But unfortunately, I'm a frustrated driver, so I've always got an opinion as well. So
you're the backseat driver. I got you.
Yeah.
But interesting year for him to be doing karts and working in the whole Ginetta thing as well.
He'll be the youngest. He gets his first race, and there he is. There actually, he's just come back over. He gets his first race in a Ginetta in 3 weeks' time at Croft.
Yeah.
And he'll be the youngest driver ever to have been on the touring car package.
How old will that be?
14 and 1 day.
14 and 1 day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really sort of allowing them out there, but it never should mean that people should bypass karts by any stretch.
No, not at all. We're doing the karting because we want him to keep learning to improve his racecraft, keeps him fit, just keeps those skills honed. Cars are great, and as Tom says, the problem is you only get to do 10 races a year or 10 weekends a year. Whereas with this, we can spread our season out more. We can do different things. It's and Ollie's aspiration is to go to single-seaters. He's already been testing Formula 4s as well. Okay. He was over in Valencia in the winter testing Formula 4s. He's been to Jerez and Barcelona and all sorts of other places. So he's had a real mix of packages that he's able to drive. And it's very hard because you're constantly going from one car that's got loads of grip to another car that's got no grip to a kart that's got grip but no suspension, and it really helps develop them as a driver. And that's why we've got Tom on board, because he's done pretty much all of those things and he can help Ollie through the process.
Again, we got a few of the smaller teams set up round here, and then right opposite them is CRG, which has got some of the big hitters in this team. Peer in and see if anybody's around. The thing is that they're either busy on track or they do still watch the other sessions they're not involved in. So I can see someone we will grab a quick word with as we're doing the roving report. Ed Brand. Ed, you started the year in a DD2 at the Winter Cup. Very eventful race, coming through to take the victory, and then suddenly you got the call to jump into a senior. That's a mixed year already for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the plan was to do sort of DD2 throughout the year. That was my plan, anyway.
You forgot to tell anyone, though.
Yeah, I must have done. But then CRG obviously wanted me to do seniors, so I've got to do what they asked me to do. So
is it doing the seniors from the end of? Now, take this from the team standpoint, not yours, of going for the championship, or is it a development year for CRG, or both?
Both, I think, to be honest. Obviously, they didn't have, last year we sort of had myself and we had Harry that could develop the car. This year there wasn't really any senior driver that could. So obviously we would need to develop it for the wider market, and obviously if we can go for race wins, that's what we want to be doing.
To give us an insight away from you as a driver and how you're doing, somebody who's considering about getting into karts, what do they get when they turn up for a weekend with CRG? And what's expected of the driver as well?
It all depends. We've got obviously like myself in here that we're going for the championship, but then we've got hobby drivers in here that just do it for fun. The guys that turn up for fun, obviously they want to do well and they want to improve. But ultimately, as long as they leave the weekend happy, then we're all happy. And fortunately, we've still got a big awning. And every driver that we have seems to stay with us. So everyone turns up. We all want to do our best. Everyone has different goals. I'm going for the race wins. Some people have it that they want to go make it into the final.
Yeah.
And if they all make their goals, then everyone's happy.
Do you get is it the mechanics that do all the work on the karts, or do the drivers get involved? Can their parents get involved?
You do see the drivers get involved a bit. I think it's quite good if you understand a kart, then you drive better because you can understand what needs to be doing to make you better. And obviously, if it suddenly starts raining in Parc Fermé, the driver can jump on and do stuff as well. Parents, like a couple of parents like Radney over there, her father is the mechanic and stuff like that, and that's how it works. Obviously, I've got my own mechanic and stuff like that, and a few other drivers do, but some are still parent and child. So that's the beauty of it in here. Really, is this mix of everything.
And I mean, we've been wandering around, and it's a real mixed bag of size of outfits that they've got here. But just because it might be a small outfit, doesn't make any less, does it? Just means they're like maybe focusing on that one kart and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes when it's just one driver, it's better because you get the full attention.
We were talking about that earlier, looking at the likes of Strawberry with loads, you guys with quite a lot here. Is that's a lot to think about in the one unit.
Yeah, when you've only got sort of 2 people or so looking over the team, it's a lot of drivers for 2 people. When you've just got one driver and one person, it's a lot easier and all the focus is on them. So. There are pros and cons to both of them, really.
Absolutely. Best of luck and enjoy the weekend.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Thanks, that's Ed Brand. And every time we've been interviewing pretty much every single driver so far, I'll have to tell you this bit because obviously you can't see it, but I can tell you in the background, there's at least one, possibly more drivers and mechanics taking the mickey out of the person that we're interviewing. It might be serious racing here. It's just such a lovely atmosphere. Everybody's involved in the banter. Everybody's involved in helping each other. If you're in the same team, you might be racing against each other, but you're still sharing all of the feedback. We got a team TKP. So that's a lot of karts in here as well. If we just peek in here, I'm not sure if there's many people to speak to. So team TKP, again, they obviously provide areas for the families of the drivers to relax and be part of the weekend with them. Especially if it's in the juniors, it's very important that they've got their family there to work with them, support them. Hi guys, all right, off for another practice session. Everybody mix in. Axel, you all right? Let's have a look. Morand. So here we go.
You sure?
This is Rinus van Kamthout's father. Came second in the championship last year and is really looking forward to some good things. And his dad's normally quite shy and quiet.
Yeah, very quiet. Mr. Shy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where I get it from. I get it from you. I'm quiet and shy as well. But another race weekend, another season gets going. Didn't have all the luck last in Genk, did he though, Rinus?
No, he also not a very good qualifying. So then he struggled actually through the heats, and then in the pre-final he was involved with a crash. So we had to come from far, but at the end he came from the final from 17 to 3. So he did a very good job.
Wow, fantastic! How is he feeling about this weekend?
I think strong. Yeah, it's one of his favorite circuits. He drove here with WSK when he drove KF.
Yeah.
He drove here last year. He won the pre-final.
Brilliantly, yeah.
He won the final. Then he was 14 years old. He was one of the youngest let out.
Yeah.
In the seniors, and he's now you're really looking forward to this
I
trip.
bet he is. Although we were talking about, so I'm wandering around and I'm getting a fluff all in my face. He's struggling with the hay fever a bit.
Yeah, he has that fever, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
He had this for. I think his mum has the same.
Okay.
All the good things actually he has from his father, the bad things from his mum.
You heard it.
Yeah.
But we've been discussing about there's such a wide array of setups here, isn't there? Sizes of the awning, sizes of the rigs. But it just doesn't matter, does it? Everybody's in doing exactly the same thing. Everybody mucks in with everybody as well. Good team spirits even into teams, isn't there?
Yeah, I think the team spirit inside the Rotax and inside RGMMC is very, very good.
Yeah.
And it's very competitive. So now I'm really looking forward to this meeting.
Absolutely. And I get the impression that although there's nothing to talk about in details, but last year in karts for Rinus.
Yeah, absolutely. We are now busy with this Autosport program. It's debut for next year, and we will finalize it I think in the coming month. So we are quite far with it. But first, another year of karting,
Absolutely.
or nearly another year of karting, and he loves this sport, and it's very nice that we are again with the RGMMC here in Italy.
Oh, I know, it's great to have you here. And do you get involved in working on the karts yourself?
No, I'm not allowed.
I think that's safer. He's a bit busy to speak, but there's Rinus that we've just been talking about, and there's the whole idea, is that he is getting stuck in. It's not just sit back, jump in the car. There's none of that, is there? They all muck in.
Kid.
No. And it happens quite a lot, is that you don't just... It's no good for them to just sit in the car. They need to be involved with every element of it to learn as they go forward as well, don't
I think you get a better driver from it.
Yeah.
So if you know
absolutely.
something about the car or even more, that it makes sense.
We were just getting a scoop from another father earlier, is that sometimes the teams deliberately change something on the car to see whether they get the feedback from them about it.
Yeah, but I think that also makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Rinus is really involved, and he knows a lot about it, and he's not a real mechanic, but he learns a lot from Ramon and also before from Tara. So I think it's very good when they are really involved.
Yeah.
And not only here with cars, but also later on in cars.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to understand it to give that feedback, haven't you?
Absolutely. I think it makes you a complete driver.
Yeah.
And of course the pedal and the brake is more important. But it's nice that you know also the background of it.
Yeah, I agree. Excellent. Hey, listen, it's great to speak to you again. Have a great weekend.
Good luck.
And we'll speak to you later. Where's he gone? He was with the tyres, but he's legged it. We've rounded him up. You thought you'd escaped. You can tell. You finished the championship second last year.
Yeah,
Is that disappointing, or are you very happy with that?
I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's my first year in seniors with all the experienced guys and the older guys. It's very nice to see that I'm competing them.
Absolutely. And what's the target then? Going for that one better?
Yeah, really go for the P1, but it's for sure it will be hard with the new drivers,
Yeah.
the old juniors,
Yeah.
and yeah, there's a big competition.
There certainly is, and I think that you're a big advocate, and your dad as well was saying earlier, in the fact that whilst you're going for that number one, you've got to be relaxed about it though.
Yeah, really, because when you only think about finish on number one, it won't happen so fast because you will think too much.
Yeah, and I know that that's one of the challenges you had early on, wasn't it? Come last lap,
Yeah, that's right, but it was okay.
It is an important lesson for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you for speaking to us. I know you were busy. We dragged you away from the tyres. Hope I haven't got you in trouble.
No problem.
Have a fabulous weekend.
Thank you.
And we may well speak to you as the weekend goes on.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you. So there we go. Rinus van Kamshout. Oh, sorry, Sam. Second in the championship last year. He's trying to see whether he can get himself one place higher, but that brings with it its own new challenges, to be honest with you, doesn't it? He kind of almost comes into this as the favourite because Piers Lehane, who won the championship, he's not in it this year. So everybody's going to look to Rinus and kind of assume he's the favourite. Now, bearing in mind, now forgive me, I've slightly forgotten whether he's 14 or 15. And yet he's favourite for the seniors. That's a sign of the talent. If we step out of the way, but here's... And we got, is it Tom Canning, isn't it? Yeah, hello Tom. How you doing?
Thank you.
Oh, nearly got run over there, sorry, that was my fault. Looking forward to this weekend?
Yeah, we had a hard first round, but looking to bring it forward, and we know we've got the pace because of our P2 overall and winning the final at the Genk BNL.
Ah, yes, okay, that was only last weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you come in this with great confidence?
Yeah, we're confident. We've had good pace in testing and looking for a good result this weekend.
I could tell that you've been looking for it because you've been kind of bouncing around going, I want to get back out on track again.
Yeah, it's good fun. It's a good track.
Is it the case that you guys have sort of obviously got multiple sessions, but even when you're in here, you're like going, come on, I want to get back out there again?
Yeah, it's always good fun. There's a lot of good drivers here as well, so it always makes it better.
There certainly is. How hard is it physically driving these karts?
Yeah, it's hard, but some tracks are worse than others, but this one's okay.
This one's okay,
Yeah.
is it? Okay. Well, fingers crossed. You'll have as successful as you hope it's going to be, and
Yeah.
taking off the success from last weekend. And we may well be speaking to you again a little bit later.
Yeah. All right,
Well
thank
done.
you.
Thank you. So there we go, Tom Cannon in the number 38 kart there. That's really the paddock from the team side of things. If we take a wander around here just to complete the picture, just to understand everything else from the other side, because obviously RGMMC run this championship and they do a fabulous job, and they really should be proud of what they've created here. And I think you've heard it from the drivers, the parents, the mechanics, the various people with the team, that they do really run a great series here. And as Roland was saying earlier when we interviewed him, is that there was, 25, 30 people that basically turn up, fly into every single meet, and they run the whole thing. Basically over here we have the office where everything goes on. Lynn runs the show in there. Got all the technical equipment. George is in the back there. Everything that could possibly be needed, because you can't suddenly be here and find we need this cable, we need this tie, we need this bolt, we need anything at all. We need to make sure it's here and available. And they try to cover all the bases, and this lorry just moves round to all of the events to make sure that anybody else that's racing can just turn up and know that it's going to happen. So George is rummaging through everything there. We've got the RGMMC awning where we have our meetings, briefings, just to make sure that we're comfortable what everyone's supposed to be doing. And we get some food and drink in there as well. But it basically brings it all together so that we are then able to enjoy the racing on Europe's finest kart circuits. We've got another spectator area here at CIK-FIA on the top of the roof, a cafe underneath. And it really is a lovely setting. And in fact, come and have a look at this. We were joking earlier about how CIK-FIA, 7 lakes, is based on the number of big puddles of standing water. Obviously that's just banter, it's not strictly true. What better setting can you have than this wonderful sports lake out the back here? And I know last year we had suddenly some incredibly powerful speedboats out there ripping round. I think they were testing for racing as well. But to have this as a backdrop, absolutely beautiful. We're at a slightly different angle, but there's rolling hills all off in the distance. We're probably only about 30, 40 minutes away from Milan. Pavia down the road with some amazing cathedrals. So it's a lovely setting. It is a lovely circuit, very challenging. And as you'll see from that, we're going to be enjoying some very, very close racing. So I hope that's given you a good insight into how we go racing here in the Rotax Max Euro Challenge. It's competitive, it's exciting, but it's really nice, friendly environment to be in as well. I, for one, can't wait for the racing to get started, and you can hear everything live all weekend on telemundi.com.